Hi everyone. As I said earlier, I have the story I want to share with you about why I said in my other videos that I had a bad experience when I was in Catholic institution. I am very careful on that because I know people are very sensitive when it comes to religion. And yeah, as a matter of fact, my own family on my father's side, people are Catholic. My mother's side, people are were Protestant and Christian Protestant and things like that. So I'm very careful on that. But uh, a life experience is a life experience. You cannot deny what you've been through. Okay, it's just you cannot change. You cannot pretend nothing happened when you almost got a trauma from an experience for a place from a place where you have been. So that part is just a sequence of a long story. So I hope you will not be confused because there are two. I will come with other videos about me as my experience in the boys' dormitory, and after that, yes, because I was the only girl in the boys' dormitory. Then later on, I was transferred to girls' dormitory when we found the girl dormitory were open on the other side of the town. So I was away from my brothers. But I went through a lot in the girls' dormitory. Actually, I had probably a better experience at the boys' dormitory, being the only girl, compared to the girls' dormitory. Anyway, so that story is the trauma and experience that I had when I was already at the girls' dormitory. But I will do the video later on about my experience after that. But I must start with the boys' dormitory. I must start by the boys' dormitory first, and then later I will do the girls' dormitory. But that sequence, we understand it if you don't get lost because there's so it's a part of my life where things happen like a lot. So it's gonna be difficult if you come in the middle, you don't understand. But I will just take the seconds because it's a very important situation that happened in my life during the time I went to the girls' dormitory. So all of these dormitory were Catholic institutions because yes, Catholic institutions have good education program, good schools in general. But you cannot control everybody, okay? You cannot control everybody. There are people who are good, there are people who are good, there are people who are not good to good. So the first day, because my brother they left, okay, ahead of me. When we left our country, we left our hometown, we went to the other African country. They went back to the boys' dormitory. But I came later on because that year, because usually we were going together, but that year I went later. I left my country later with my father only this time because we were still thinking if I should. The family was still thinking should she go back there because she's too young to stay away from her mom, okay, and being in a place that we don't know, and she's now entering a complete teenager's age where that's when the girl is really growing up and stuff like that. But judging at the education system in my country, my father was really formal because my father, when he wants to do something, he don't stop him. That was a part of him that was difficult to understand. Like I say, no parent are perfect, no family is perfect. So when my father decides to put his mind in something, you go up, you can go down. That's his decision. He will not change. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not always good. But anyway, so we were still thinking. That's why I left later than my brother, maybe weeks after them. So when we went there, my father, we saw the new priest. I didn't know the priest at that time. It was a new one who was in his office to say no, she cannot enter the dormitory of boys anymore. She had to go to the dormitory of girls, which was definitely right. And the dormitory of girls were now open, so it was on the other side of town, which was kind of difficult for my father because he wanted us to be together still, but it wasn't possible this time. And I will explain to you how they managed to got me in the same dormitory of boys with my brother at the time. I will explain to you later. So that year he said no. That was a new priest. He said no. So he said to my father, but there is a new dormitory of girl which is open, not in town center, you know, where there are other activities in town and so on. So it wasn't like retired place. It was like in the middle of town center, which was not bad, but there was the other side of the area where there were prostitution headquarters. Yeah. So sometimes we come through the side of the well town, but on the other side there was the headquarters of prostitution, and there were many military guys who were coming from America, from English, from France, from other countries in Africa. They were going to the prostitution headquarters. Yeah. So as a young girl, sometimes we were coming from this side, sometimes we are coming from the other side, okay, from the town center. But anyway, that's not the question here. So we entered the office of the priest. From that day, I don't know what I did. I don't know if I say something because I didn't even say a word. It looked like the priest was convinced that there was something between him and me. I don't know. I don't know. He was a young priest and quite very good looking man. I have to say that because he had success in town. I'll talk to you about that later on in another video. And I think the guy didn't want to be a priest when I did my investigation later about him because I went through some situation with him. So he happened to be priest because it was the last wish of his parent, if I understand it better. People were saying that when I asked questions about him later on. So it looked like the man was convinced that from the day I entered his office with my father, we had a connection together. I don't know how. I don't know why. I didn't even look at him like I was in my world of teenager. I was probably 15 or 16 years old, if I remember that. So I wasn't into looking to a man. Yes, you will say that what I say is not really real because when I went to the dormitory of girls, I found out that teenager girl was actually very active in this area of life. I didn't know that. It's only when I went to the dormitory of girls that I saw that, whoa, so many girls were actually really active with young guys and even adult people. I didn't know that. It was a shock for me that you have a girl of 16, 15, 18, going with men and guys, young guys too, very active in that. In my case, it wasn't because my parents were very clear on that. No action like that in high school years. It was for adult people only, and it was clear in my mind. So I couldn't engage into stuff like that in high school. It was impossible. Even when I went to university, I had to wait like even that. No, maybe my second year, even that I even had to wait again, like uh, um, 35. That's when I really tried that. Yeah. At university, I tried my second year, but it was horrible. But then I stopped. I said, no, I'm not going to go that way. I'm okay like that. I don't miss anything. I had to wait 35 years old to really try that, you know? So I wasn't into this. So I don't know how I made the connection with the guy, but he was convinced. And then start a story. I will tell you in the next video.